Hello, this is Brian, and welcome to another episode of Build the Business of You. And let's look at nonverbal cues. I really, that's very interesting. I really enjoy talking about nonverbal because it's so important. It's, you can say words, but man, if you don't have the right look or the right feel to go with that, or the tone of voice, remember that old saying, it's not what you say, but how you say it. It's so true. The words that you say are very minimal of importance. It's how you say them and what you look like during, what you're looking like is matching what you're saying. So let's look at an old comedian. Old comedians versus some of the newer comedians. Facial expressions. Tim Conway. Now, if you've never heard of Tim Conway, just look him up. Tim Conway, I don't know if I ever heard him say a bad word. Back then, it wasn't the thing to do for most comedians. But that guy could make you laugh so hard from just his facial expressions, from just his non-verbal cues. Don Knotts, another one. From his non-verbal cues, another one. All those people on Laugh In, and if you've never seen the show Laugh In, look it up on YouTube or look it up somewhere. I'm sure it's on Google somewhere. Look it up, because the non-verbal can make you laugh. There's Benny Hill was one that I would just explode in laughter, because he would look at the camera and kind of give this little, like, holy cow, look at me, I'm in this situation. And he didn't have to say a word, but a picture was worth 1,000 words. And that's how you have to communicate with people. When you're doing a presentation, when you're meeting someone for the first time, when you're greeting a passerby, be genuinely interested in them, but be in sync with what you're saying to them. If you're happy, then act happy. I always use the resting bitch face story. People have that, and the ones who have it know what I'm talking about. And the ones who've never heard of that, this is great, because this is the first time you'll hear it. There's a term out there, a phrase called resting bitch face, RBF. And basically, it's for someone that looks like they're in a really bitchy mood, but they're really not. The majority of people that have RBF are nice people. They've just never really looked at themselves in a mirror or had a video put on them. It's important. I've said this before in some of the podcasts and some of the episodes that we've had, is that when you're on the phone, look at yourself in the mirror. When you're doing a presentation, videotape yourself, audio tape yourself. You don't know what the nonverbal cues that you're giving off. There's people that first time you meet him, you're like, what did I do with that guy? Well, he has no idea that he or she looks like that when they're talking to you. They think they're in a good mood, and they're not coming across that way. So facial expressions are so important. And if you want to find, and you want to laugh a little bit, get some Tim Conway, some Benny Hill, and it'll just brighten your day up. Some Lucille Ball. Talk about facial expressions and being hilarious. All those old comedians are absolutely, probably a record book hilarious compared to most of the ones now. It seems like most of the ones now, they're using verbal to mirror some lack of nonverbal skills, because most of it is raunchy words in certain situations, and or sexual overtones or this, that, and the other. But you want to see some good nonverbal cues, go back and look at some of those old comedians. They were masters at it.